So Proverbs 4:23 reads, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." And recently, man, this scripture has really stuck with me. In my day-to-day life, particularly dealing with different people who walk into your life, um, and you're very fond of. It's really interesting to me. I feel like this verse should be much more of a staple as Christians that we talk about, as followers of Jesus Christ that we talk about. Um, you would think that this would be something that is pushed down our throat, to guard our heart, for everything we do flows from it when dealing with people, because the reality is that is not how most of us enter these relationships. That is not how most of us enter talking stages or relationships where we're dating people. We don't enter it guarding our heart, right? And you know, a lot of that is because society kind of tells us you have to put yourself out there, right? But you can put yourself out there and still guard yourself and still have a sense of understanding that it may not work out. We see this happen all the time where, you know, the Bible tells us everything we do flows from our heart. Most of us have experienced a relationship where we break up, and our day-to-day life, it is difficult to complete the tasks that we once completed so easily, so effortlessly. Where it's harder for you to be focused at work. It's harder for you to be present, in conversation, to be emotionally available to a friend or a family member or whoever the case may be. Where what you have to understand, everything we do, it comes from our heart. Everything we do flows from our heart, and not guarding it can be very detrimental to yourself. And Christ tells us this. The next time you find yourself in a situation where you're dealing with someone who's new to your life, or they could be an old friend or whatever the case may be, I do think it's important to look at situations and look at your involvement with people, and to understand where it's heading. Is this a person who is just here for a season? Is this a person who could be here for years? Is this a person who's just here for a couple of days? Is this a person who is unpredictable? It is so important to be self-aware of the people you're dealing with, right? Because God tells us to guard our hearts, right? The worst thing is, someone walking into your life and you not guarding yourself in a way where you know what to expect, right? And obviously, the Bible tells us you do not know what will happen for tomorrow, so how do you plan to go to the city? We understand that we're very unaware of what the future holds, right? But you can have some sense of understanding of your dealings with people, right? And it's so important, man, to guard your heart, because what often can happen is people walk in your life, and then with the snap of a finger, they're gone, and you're hurt, and you're now struggling and having to try to get over that hurt and pain because you were not guarding yourself. Um, what you have to understand about people is we're all sinners. We are all imperfect, right? So no matter who you're dealing with, it could be the love of your life, it could be a coworker, it could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be your parents, it could be a child, whoever, there will be a time where they disappoint you. More than likely, there will be a time where they hurt you, because we all fall short, right? That's why it's so important that God is at the center in the forefront of our life, so that we feel His love, right? And we feel the fulfillment He gives us, because He is the only one who can truly fulfill the love that we need, right? Relationships, oftentimes we find ourselves craving that love from others when they will never be able to truly satisfy us, because we were made to yearn for the love of Christ, right? And when you are guarding your heart and you are seeking Christ, you will have the fulfillment that you need in your day-to-day life, right? And another big reason why it's important to guard your heart is oftentimes when you lose certain people, you want to blame Christ. You feel that He's the one who did it. You feel that He's the one who put you in this situation, right? When if you would have taken a step back, read the word, and applied it to your life, you would have been guarded, right? You would have maybe seen it coming, right? Or you would have maybe known, okay, like this is just a reality of life. An unfortunate reality of life is that so many people come and go. So many. You know, I really wish it was different, man, where, you know, different people would stay, but the reality of life is they don't. You know, you're going to meet thousands and thousands of different people, maybe hundreds, but over the course of your life, thousands of different people. And a lot of people are going to come and go, pretty much all of them. You know, it could be you're cool a couple weeks and then it falls off. A couple years, it falls off. It always, for the most part, falls off. And a lot of times we're okay with it, right? But it's the ones who you're very fond of and you want to be in your life forever, right? That really hurts you. And God tells us, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. And it's so important to apply this to your life. It can be hard, you know, because oftentimes the way we feel, we want to override the logic and override what we're seeing, right? And obviously, when you're in the spirit and not through the flesh, and you know you're walking with Christ, oftentimes it is you can't see what he's doing, how he's working, right? But oftentimes with people, what you have to understand is we all have free will. So what people are showing you is what's in their heart, right? And that's why you guard your heart. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.